state Democratic candidate on the ballot. And so we're going to travel all throughout this great big state of ours, talking about a message of making wise investments in our communities and our individuals in the state to hopefully be successful next fall.
Why did you decide to run for treasurer? What qualifications do you bring to that position?
Before I served in the Senate, I was our Champaign County auditor. I became a certified public finance officer through the Government Finance Officers Association. And every year that I was in office, my office won the award for excellence in financial reporting. So I think as my background in government finance, it can be helpful in the Treasurer's office. It's that skill set that we need. But it's also good to have someone with a little bit of experience in the legislative process and working with the General Assembly.
I guess kind of just overall, why do you feel you're the best?
I think I don't know who my opponent is going to be, but I think it's likely most Republican establishment is lined up behind an establishment candidate. Tom Cross is, I think if people want a legislator with over 2 decades in Springfield, and a decade of leading us in some of the messages we're in, then I'm not that candidate. If they want someone who has experience working in government finance, who has certification in government finance, then I think I'm the best candidate.
And as you're aware, what some of the problems would be that you walk into should you become state treasurer, particularly for rural areas like in Douglas County where we're feeling the effects. Is there anything that you plan to do that might be particularly relevant for us folks in that state?
A big thing the Treasurer Office does is help with access to capital. It works with a lot of farmers, making sure they have the resources to get their crop in the ground before they can actually, and pay for that before they can get paid at harvest time. So as someone who comes from a rural area, whose family is involved in farming for many generations, that's something important to me. And it's important that someone realize how important agriculture is as an industry in the state of Illinois. It's our #1 industry.
You chair the Senate Higher Education Committee, is that correct?
That's correct.
What would you as treasurer do for higher education? What could you do?
Well, the state treasurer is in charge of managing the college savings plans, the 529 plans. I think right now we have a contract with a company, and we have the opportunity, with the ability to put that out for bid again. And I think we need to have someone who's going to stand up and drive down those costs and fees that are being applied to families saving for their children's education.
How would you do that?
You put it out for bid, and you make sure you drive a hard bargain, and make sure that the options out there are ones with low fees and minimizing risk.
There's been talk for years about combining the treasurer's and controller's offices. Do you agree with that idea?
Well, when the bill was brought up for a constitutional amendment, to put that on the ballot to give the voters a choice, I supported that.
Would you like to see that happen? And what sort of office would you create? Would it be controller? Would it be treasurer? Would it be something new?
Well, I think you should trust the people of the state of Illinois to see what direction they want to go. You need to make sure that you have proper oversight. Because some people say we can be more efficient by combining 2 offices in one financial office. Well, I remind everyone that the village of Dixon got very efficient. And they had one certified financial officer in their town who absconded with $50 million in taxpayer dollars. Now, that's something the state of Illinois has to work very hard to protect against. And so if we were to combine the offices and find some savings, we also have to make sure that there are safeguards in place to protect our money.
Maybe the current system is fine the way it is, based on what you just said. The fact that maybe have more eyes watching over the money.
Well, I think it's good to have a set of eyes watching over someone's shoulders, because if you'll realize that if someone with control over money realizes someone is going to be looking at what they're doing, they're much less likely to engage in nefarious activities or steal money. That being said, at the same time, we should be taking every opportunity we have to make sure that we are efficient and that we are operating lean to save taxpayer money. And we probably need to be looking at ways of using technology to save the people of the state of Illinois money and be more efficient in our services.
I think this kind of, course, touches on what you just answered, Rich, and kind of Jackie's question. But obviously, the state of Illinois faces a lot of financial problems. If, you do get the office of state treasurer, can you talk about any specific ideas, new ideas that you bring to the office to kind of, grow the economy and get us to a better state?
Yeah, I think that if we make wise investments here in the state of Illinois, and I have great faith in the people of the state, wise investments in things like infrastructure, and technology companies here in the state of Illinois are investing in clean energy here in the state of Illinois. We can grow jobs around here, grow jobs and more money circulating in the economy. That ultimately helps the General Assembly in their job of balancing the budget.